In this video, we will go over some common player stereotypes in Unturned. First, we have new players, and trust me, these guys can be really friendly or really, and I mean really, aggressive. Like seriously, they don't care if you have a gun, they will just bully you with any weapon that they can find, which I find funny to even think about because they are easily intimidated by zombies. They have this feeling that they have to sneak past every zombie, and well, when they find out that you can use flares and other throwables to distract those idiots, they still manage to fail. And don't even get me started when it starts getting dark, since that's when they will turn on their flashlights that bleed through all the walls. Like, why is that a thing? Turning this thing on lets everyone know your exact position and that you're unarmed, giving every bloodthirsty player an easy target. Now once they find their first gun, exciting, right? I promise you that its one and only shot will be fired at the first zombie they encounter. So they get enough of survival and find their first PvP server. And with lack of awareness and instinct to stay crouched all the time, they won't get very far. Of course, once they finally realize that Unturned has a chat feature, they ask for some help and get greeted by our lovely community that doesn't make it easier for them, or this guy for example that's getting bullied for his low KD ratio. Like, let this man play the game.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Back in my days, we used to raid with chainsaws. And there's nothing in there. Old school players love to talk about older versions of Unturned and explain how they used to put scopes on pistols and snipe players. And despite them generally being chill players that just love talking to people, they will complain about every impactful update. I reject this. Bring out the pitchforks. Let's see, he's using Maple Strike and has a green skin. Yeah, this is what describes a tryhard in Unturned. Everything aside, they kind of have a negative reputation in this game. Now you usually see them in safe zones trying their hardest, before a round even started, but maybe it's just me. Perhaps it's because they spend so much time dead that they come up with new ways to entertain themselves. But regardless, let's have a moment of silence, because last few updates were not kind to them. Can you hear that? It's tears and screams of frustration. Third person is nerfed. Tryhards also constantly run into arguments with more casual players, since casuals usually tell them to go see some light, touch some grass, and tryhards usually insult them every time they die. And one thing to note is that these people rage quit easily, especially if they die to, any weapon that isn't the Maple Strike. Hey, isn't that funny? Have you ever just had a nice day? You're just enjoying the game. Suddenly you die in an unfair fight, so you're like, no big deal, I'm still having fun, and someone hits you with one of these in the chat? Well, suddenly dying there is a big deal and you need to start beating this guy up in a video game to achieve, nothing really. He's still gonna try to annoy you even if you win, let's be real. They will just make up some excuse and call you lucky. Doesn't matter if you're winning or losing, they won't stop as long as they can see you are reacting to their messages. They usually play PvP servers since that's where people easily get tilted. So, you're the good guy, huh? I guess that means I can point my gun at you and you're supposed to be perfectly cool with that. Friendly players live a hard and tragic life. You can usually see them handing out food to random players and, as you can imagine, it 9 times out of 10 doesn't work. This is why they usually after too many backstabs quit the game or just quit being friendly. Menace to society. Generally speaking, his only goal is to ruin your day, and he's not gonna stop until he achieves it. They usually do annoying strategies and use annoying weapons for obvious reasons, such as rocket spam, building bases, placing sentries, and stuff like that. Unlike any other player, GigaChads use less viable weapons for no other reason than fun. You won't see many of them, and it's cool to see a GigaChad finally get a kill after getting nothing done for 20 minutes. Now, here's a quick tip, and keep this one between you and me. Wait for someone to fight and third-party them with a pistol. Steal all the kills and trust me, no one will ever know you suck. Yeah, it's a question I ask myself every day. Borrowing my team's car so I can bring more loot. Getting a lot of loot for my team. Dying to a solo and losing our car and loot. Getting kicked out of my own team. If you ever experienced the joy of playing survival, you also experienced the hell that is fighting a huge team in Unturned. Like, they're not strong individually, I get it, but they're just annoying because they keep coming back with millions of weapons that they have stored in their base. Now I'll let you know that you're safe as long as they're just blindly rushing you, because once they realize that they can't beat you face to face, they will start setting up ambushes, and that's when you need to be careful. If you play alone, you're just gonna die. Sooner or later, it will happen. Eventually you won't be careful and you're just gonna get punished for it. Like, do you know how painful it is to come back to place I died, only to see my enemies enjoy a custom car that I put my heart and soul into?
Bye, have a great time!
Now, I've never seen any godlike snipers in Unturned, and before you start yelling at me how good your aim with Maple Strike is, I'm talking about people that use marksman rifles. Karen. Marksman rifles are not very good in Unturned, which honestly makes you think, why do so many people get annoyed by them? Why does someone shooting you precisely from a far range trigger you more than someone spraying you down from an even longer range with even less skill required? Like, I get it in survival. It's not very fun because it doesn't matter if they can aim or not. They only have to land one shot to win the exchange, and it's probably gonna be while you're standing still because you didn't know they were there. At least sometimes you make someone's day a little brighter, right?
It will be impossible to spot in our ghillie suits. They're onto us! Open fire!
Now that clip perfectly shows how it feels to use ghillie suit. But sometimes it does work as intended, and it makes me happy every time that it does. Hey girls for sale. DM me offers. Yeah, these guys are just pure meme lords that have random humor. So let's turn this voice chat volume up for just a second. Yeah, I think I will turn it back down. Ah yes, the loot goblins. You will see these guys get a kill and then spend best years of their life trying to fit everything in their inventory because they can't just throw away that hockey stick on the ground. And then they get shot. Oh well. Most players fly planes and crash land into trees trying to look cool. Unless they're trying to get kills. Then they crash land into people. While I obviously didn't list every single player stereotype, I tried my best to put in the most common ones. Do keep in mind that this is meant to be an entertaining video, so don't take it too seriously. With that said, I'm sorry for the delay on this video. I won't make any excuses. I was just lazy and uninspired. And that's all for now. Subscribe if you want. I'm gonna see you in the next video.